You got the, oh my God, is it real? You got the, oh my God, is it real? Oh my God.
I believe I first saw Elan at a church picnic at Washington Bible College. Me and my brothers were out on the field. On the field came Christina and her friend.
I was introduced to Aaron at New Song Bible Fellowship. I was with my friend Christina, and she pointed out one of the Hope boys and just told me that's the Hope family. It's a lot of them and they all look the same. And that was the first time I ever remember being made aware that Aaron existed. We became friends through Peculiar People, Aaron's band. So Christina used to sing with them.
I guess we were holding Bible study before we actually practiced, and in came Christina and her friend. From that point on, I just thought she would be somebody great to get to know. I actually wasn't aware that she had actually attended Smith. Christina attended University of Maryland, and I just assumed that Elan went there too.
I came home all the time, which is probably why Aaron didn't know I didn't live in Maryland.
Elan used to host a lot of get-togethers at her house. I got to really interact with Elan a lot more. Through the group outings, I made a conscious decision that I really needed to get to know her better.
Literally, like the day I get back from Smith, Aaron calls me up and is like,
come hang out with me and the twins, and we did our thing. Our thing was going to the Guitar Center and then going to CC's afterwards. After that, I was literally just looking for a reason to get back together so that we could talk more. I would drag Stefan over to the house and just make him, just sit around with us so we could talk more. He was a good sport for a little while, but eventually I had to drop him and go at it by myself. Yeah, that's when I said, maybe we could do a blockbuster movie or something like that. And I showed up at the house without any video, and we just sat on the couch and talked.
With no movie.
No movie.
And I'm looking for the movie the whole time. And we talked about driving stick shift. So I was like, oh, okay, teach me. And so he took me up on that offer. He came by the house one day. He showed me what to do, and we just drove around and talked. And it was a really good first, unofficial date.
She surprised me by driving out of the lot. That took me by complete surprise. And I just laughed it off. This is great. This is going to be fun.
So on the way to Michigan, Katrina and I were driving Bumblebee. She was inquiring, I know something's going on with you and Aaron. And I was just pretty much like, we're friends as far as I'm concerned.
I did my best to stay off of the subject completely. Blasted music the whole way. We had good conversations about church and stuff. I think I remember Dave just looking at me with a smile, like, Hope, what are you doing? I didn't want to have any questions because I didn't have any answers. I actually looked in my mirror on our way up on one of the turnpikes and saw that Elan had pulled over. That's not what happened?
No, this is not what happened. Actually, we called you. We were like, something happened. And you were like, what happened? And then you hop out the car and you just look under it. And then you pull out this plastic piece that fell off my car, throw it in the back. And I'm like, all right, come on.
Dropping Elan off at grad school in Michigan, it was tough. At that point in time, I had been seeking God, but I hadn't heard an answer.
I kind of wanted the conversation to happen, and I had been praying about it, and pretty much the only thing I heard was be patient. I don't think there was a day that summer that we didn't talk.
The feeling that I had when I felt God telling me to go ahead and move it was such a relief. But it did send a rush of nerves because I finally had to tell her how I felt. The feelings eventually came out like word vomit. It was just as exciting as it was to finally let her know how I felt. She just laughed me out.
I had to explain I'm laughing because I'm excited, and I've been waiting to hear this. Having a long distance relationship, there were some challenges, but I think that God knew what he was doing. We had to really be flexible and just graceful with one another. And it definitely, sometimes you just want to see somebody. You just want to hug or something.
The highs really, almost revolved around getting that hug after 30 days, 60 days. I think the challenges of a relationship and trying to keep God first were probably harder than the actual distance itself. I knew that I was going to marry Elan probably within the first year of us dating. We just aligned so well in what we want to do with our lives, how we want our family to be like.
I pretty much knew very early on. I definitely knew that there were things that both Aaron and I were aligned in terms of purpose and ministry work we wanted to do. Before I did my initial sermon, I had a dream that I was preaching my initial sermon, and afterwards Aaron proposed to me. In like 6 weeks from that, I preached my initial sermon, and then about 3 weeks after that, Aaron proposed to me.
I would love for our marriage to be something that is just reflective of the way that Christ loves us. And I want that love to be something that people can pick up on and people can see clearly, solely just so that they will understand that I draw my love from Christ and that they can have that love in their life too.
I believe our marriage is put together to show people how much God loves them, that we can do that through example, that people can walk away from interactions with us and experiences with us and go, wow, I can be loved that way. Somebody loves me like that. And it's God.